During these years and in the 60s, there was also the formation of the Australian Bar Association, and you were involved in that too.
Yes, yes.
And what was the need that established or what created the case for having an Australian Bar Association?
I think this is only my own theory, that the move for an Australian Bar Association developed during the hearing of the Voyager Royal Commission here in Sydney in the 60s, and people from Western Australia like Redmond Burt and other jurisdictions coming to Sydney for this Royal Commission, and in conjunction with some of our own local silks, they got to talking about the need for some common bar, and it was, I think, it also helped that people like Redmond Burt and others from South Australia, where they had the jurisdiction of both a barrister and a solicitor, and some of the members of the legal profession in those states of Western Australia and South Australia decided they would move away from that joint practice and become barristers only. And then there were a few like that in Perth and a few like that in Adelaide. And that gave the impetus, then, I think, for a bar association, Australian Bar Association. It was very minor in those early days, but it's certainly grown now to a body of some force.
Do you think there's a lot to be said for, I suppose, ensuring, if you like, that all barristers in all states practice in much the same kind of way? I know that there are differences from state to state, and you've just alluded to that. Do you think it's a lot to be said for the fact that maybe they should all go about their practices in at least a universally agreed approach? Because let me use, for example, I suppose the contrast between Victorian Bar and the New South Wales Bar. There are differences. There are still differences, even though, of course, you can be admitted to other states and all that kind of thing. What do you think? What are your own thoughts?
Well, superficially, without knowing a great deal about what's happened in recent years, I belong to the school which favoured a national bar rather than the fragmented one which we've had in a situation where a barrister couldn't practice in Brisbane or Melbourne or somewhere unless he was admitted in those particular states. And there may have to be, of course, limitations on the various certificates, but I would think that the community as a whole would benefit from a common bar.
Yes, and yet the Australian Bar Association, it is a step in that direction, but it's obviously not the final step by any means.
No. I know my son Michael was, I think, the representative of New South Wales Bar on the ABA, Australian Bar Association, and I don't know what his particular views would be, but I think it was a move in the right direction to get the presidents or senior members of the profession from each state to come together like that and discuss matters of common interest.